Now, Nigerian rapper and an activist, Falz, has reacted to President Tinubu's decision to suspend the governor of Rivers State and declare a state of emergency. In the state, the rapper addressed the situation on X on March 18, 2025, stressing that the decision was unconstitutional. Rivers State, there is absolutely no law that allows a president to suspend a governor. A governor is elected into office and may only be removed by impeachment. Also, is Rivers State at war? Is there actually breakdown of public order? Is there a threat to the existence of the federation? These are the questions he's asking. He also cited the Constitution listing the condition in which a state of emergency is to be declared. The president shall have power to issue a proclamation of a state of emergency only when, he stated, 1, the federation is at war, 2, the federation is in imminent danger of invasion or involvement in a state of war, then the third one, there is actually breakdown of public order and public safety in the federation or any part thereof, to which extent has required extraordinary measures to restore peace and sanity. Now, first off, my first question would be to Mr. Yahweh. Mr. Yahweh, generally, on a general view, what do you make of this particular topic, seeing that, okay, it has sent Rivers State agog?
Okay, yeah, thank you for that question. I would want to read out something that I wrote, with regards to the Constitution. The Constitution, first of all, the action is unconstitutional for it to take immediate effect. Because for it to have proper effect, it has to be approved by the National Assembly. That a proclamation issued by the president under this section shall cease to have effect if it is not approved by a resolution of the National Assembly within 2 days when the National Assembly is not in session.
Okay.
If the National Assembly is in session, then it is done within 10 days. And the National Assembly is in session and nothing was said about it. Same thing too goes with the House of Representatives. House of Representatives is sitting today and nothing about the debacle happening or the suspension and all the state of emergency that the president gave yesterday. Nothing of that sort was mentioned at the floor of the House of Rep. So for me, I feel that the president is going beyond his powers. He's not staying within the confines of the Constitution and the fabric of the law of this nation. So I would say that decision of declaring state of emergency is absolutely unconstitutional to the nation.
State of emergency unconstitutional. What about the suspension of the governor? If he suspends the governor outside, this is not what he's suspending. The governor is outside his jurisdiction, and he does that now.
Not that it's outside his jurisdiction. There are certain things that should happen before the decision is taken on suspending the governor, the deputy governor, and the state house of assembly. You don't have any looming crisis. There is no war. There's no natural disaster. There is no threat of life and property in the state. For me, the state is as peaceful as it has ever been. So I don't know why they are insinuating that
the pipeline. He cited the pipeline blast as one of the reasons.
If we critically look at the pipeline blast, the pipeline blast is also not a threat. It is if you look at it, it's also not a threat because you have a governor who is the chief security officer of the state. that should be allowed to govern and curb every incident that happens in the state. So for the president to be citing the issue of a pipeline blast as I just feel like it's an unnecessary intervention, and there's no separation of power to allow everybody function as they have been mandated to.
So, Mr. Voters, what's your take on this particular story generally?
All right, thank you for that. I think, like Yahweh rightly said, we just need our River State back.
Okay.
We need our governor to be given the space to work.
Yeah.
We need to give him the space to work. Like, this happened yesterday, and it was its immediate effect. Falz is not wrong on his post. It's not wrong at all. It's not wrong, and we feel the people of River State we are the ones suffering it. Like yesterday, if you go to places around my one yesterday, as early as around 6, you see people closing their businesses, rushing home, and in the process of that, so many things can go wrong.
True.
So many things can go wrong. Like yesterday, at some point, people try coming out to get some stuffs. Like people that are close from work late, you can't actually get things. And with all this, I just feel the president should actually review his decisions. And like what the president said, he said this will be on for like 6 good months. So for 6 good months, my God, that is really uncalled for. But I just feel Nigerians, we talk a lot. We talk, and these leaders don't hear us. They don't listen to us. We just cry our heart out, and it's as if nobody's hearing us. Nobody even cares to listen. So I feel constitutionally, there are processes, but what do we do? This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria.
If this is not constitutional, I'll ask this to Mr. Yahweh now. If this is not constitutional, where does this leave the governor of River State at the moment?
For me, I must do well to mention that this is a threat to the democracy of this nation and of our states. That the highest office of the nation cannot seem to uphold the very legal documents that binds everybody together. That's our constitution. Because where there's no order, there's disorderliness, there's lawlessness. And if this unconstitutional and proclamations that have been made by the commander-in-chief, I wonder where we are heading to, because it does the section 305 of the Nigerian Constitution doesn't, it's stated clearly. So what is on ground doesn't really it doesn't give you a provision for that proclamation. And for me, it's still unlawful, it's still unconstitutional. But River State, we are very dogged people. I don't really see the Supreme Court doing anything with regards to this if the matter of the case is brought by the Nigerian Bar Association I just hope that it will be looked into, because there's a breach there in the Constitution. It says the House of Assembly and the National House of Assembly and National House of Representatives must sit on the matter and approve it before they will give the go ahead and say, okay, these are the provisions in the constitutions. These what the current happenings have been. They how am I going to put it now? They have fulfilled
those terms,
those provisions and those terms there, and say, okay, this you can go ahead. But it doesn't
at all.
Seeing that this is not constitutional, is the governor suspended at this moment?
Well, it has taken immediate effect, because we can see we could see movement of
the military, yes,
in the state,
yeah.
and it's very obvious that it has gone into immediate effect. And for me, I don't know. I feel that if Nigeria is indeed a country that upholds the constitution and the law, I feel like this thing can be challenged at the highest court, which is the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Because there, for me, it is very obvious and evident that there is a breach in constitution. Yes.
Yeah. So Mr. Voters raised the point where a very salient point where he said people were rushing to go get things yesterday. Now, when you come to the entertainment sector, how does this affect the entertainment sector and the tourism sector that we are trying to grow in Rivers State? I will leave that to Mr. Voters. How does this affect the tourism sector and the entertainment sector of the state?
All right, thank you for that. I feel it really affects a lot. It really affects a lot in the sense that, like yesterday, there were shows that were supposed to happen that evening, and most shows were cancelled. Now, everybody in the state, we are actually operating with so much. Let me not use the word fear, but
fear is the word actually, because people not in Rivers State, currently not in Rivers State, are feeling like
yes, I've received calls from people outside the state, just getting to know. Hope you guys are good. What is the state of things and all that? And if we must know something, there's one thing that I know with Rivers State, is that Rivers State is a thriving state when it comes to entertainment. And most of the shows, most of our events happens at night. And like I said yesterday, some shows were cancelled. Some events were also cancelled. So for this, it's really going to affect us. When we talk about tourism and all, it will affect us. It's a norm. Even to the layman business, even to that woman that is selling on the street, it will affect. So it's really going to have a huge impact on us, and I just hope there is a way we can skate through this in the next 6 months, because I don't see, like I said, this is Nigeria, so I don't see a reason. I don't see that hope where this can be reversed like as soon as possible. I don't know.
As sad as that is, Mr. Yahweh, can I get your take on that? How do you think this would affect us and investors? Doesn't this, like, in a way, chase away investors that would want to come? Like you see, last some weeks ago we had the GMA award and all that. We had a lot of people troop into the state for that event. Now, for people that want to invest in events like that, doesn't this chase? What's their fate? Where do they stand at this particular moment?
It's very sad that that our politicians have made sure that their personal and selfish interest supersedes the commonwealth of the people and the collective interest of the prosperity of the state. So they have just let their selfishness, play out. In all of this, and it is very sad, because it is that people outside Rivers State and Port Harcourt think that at the moment we are at a war zone.
We are not.
It's almost equivalent to a Gaza Strip. That is not.
We are not.
And all of these things drive. My friend, I was having a conversation with my friend just before this event. There are events and investors that came to do things within the course of the year. They've moved it to Lagos. They moved it to Lagos. And these people that are playing out their, show of power, it's selfish. You've made it. Allow the state to prosper. Allow people. The socioeconomic effect is going to be great, because people, it's like you are walking in a landmine where if you step on anything, it will explode. So it's really, really sad that some of these politicians have put their personal and selfish interests above the collective interest of the Rivers people. The thing is that it's going to affect, at least it will take maybe till after Easter, maybe when everybody is, because nobody is sure of anything. You now have a sole administrator who is a retired military, a retired naval admiral or chief of staff, and all of that. And it's really sad that what is happening. These people really don't have the interest of Rivers people.
At heart.
Yeah. Now, on the young ones watching this, because this is a Gen Z show, and our sole goal is to teach the young ones how to go and how not to go. Now, events like this happen, and they are watching. Yes, we call them the leaders of tomorrow. We call ourselves the leaders of tomorrow. Advice to young ones that are seeing this, that would one day be leaders of tomorrow. What would your advice to them be?
Well, my advice is.
Well, please hold on that thought. But why like you were like, okay, is there like no future or no hope in this matter? Because the way you said you
no, the truth is that the kind of change that we want in Nigeria is going to take some time.
Donkey years.
It's going to take maybe 2-3 decades.
Oh dear.
Yes, because we need an actual reset. So from everything that's playing out, I just look at it and it's very obvious. It is very obvious that we have people in the arena of politics who will always remain selfish. It is either if it is good for me, then it doesn't matter if it's not good for any other person. If it's good for me, fine. But if it's not good for me, then it's bad. I think that's where that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. We need a total mind reset.
Yeah.
Where people have a heart for other people. You are less selfish. You are thinking about the outcome of the next person. So it's not just because it's good for me, and that's what makes it right. So my advice to young people is be a person of character, or be a people of character. Be a people of godly values, because if you look at the perpetrators of these unfortunate happenings, you can really tell their value system, and their value system doesn't look out for the other people. So you should have people of character, people that have great value system that will be beneficial. So you are not just being you're not just, and apart from being selfish, you have people we have religious people, but we also have religious people that are not of good character, not of good conduct, they don't have good virtue. So if we have more people of character, virtue, good value system, then we can say there is hope for the future. If the younger ones still take this same precedence into their own future as they go ahead in life, then there's simply no hope for us.
I pray that is not our case, Mr. Voters. Your advice to the young ones seeing the show now.
Okay, my advice is simple. I will just keep it short. Just be a person of integrity. We should look at the next few years from now, and we should tell ourselves that the young people are ready to lead this country. But as it stands now, I don't think we are ready. But the fact remains that if we keep, like Yahweh said, if we keep building ourselves, working on our mindset, and begin to show good character, then I think there is hope. But with the Gen Z, with us, we have so many misplaced values. And that is a big problem to us. That is a big problem. And I just hope that we have more people that are ready to make a difference in our world. And with that, I think there is hope.
Be ready to make a difference and do not be selfish.